Alright, I've made another wind turbine, at least a start of one. This is based on a Nema 17 stepper motor. I had the motor, I had a vacuum cleaner belt and a saw blade, and I brought it together to make this thing. You can see I've made pulleys and tensioners and all that sort of stuff machined on the lathe, and then I used 18 gauge steel and used a 3-in-1, a Harbor Freight 3-in-1, which is like a metal shear, press brake, and slip roll. So the whole thing came together. It took a little while, to be honest with you. We made this yesterday. The the arbor was machined to fit this saw blade, which I ground off the blade itself, and then I used an index and drilled those 6 positions there for the blades. This will be a horizontal axis wind turbine eventually, and the motor is I believe a 1 amp 24 volt, and I'll have to check the specs on that, but they're all dimensionally about the same, so I can put other ones in there. And this one's a 6-wire, but I'm only going to use 4 of those wires because I'm going to hook it up full wave, because I want to reach charging voltage at the lowest RPM as I sacrifice a little bit of current to do that. And so in this part I just run through tests, which I tested the motor itself beforehand. So this is the motor RPM in the spindle there, and what I've found out there is you can reach 16-17 volts at 9/10 of an amp at about 500 RPM, which means I would have to run the turbine at 185 RPM to reach that speed. And then once I go much beyond that, I reach impedance. I use a 1157 taillight bulb, which has 2 filaments in it, and that has one side is about 8 watts and the other side is I believe about 27 watts, and you'll see the 27 watt filament barely gets a glow, and the 8 watt kind of brightens right up. But the motor does top out due to impedance beyond 500 RPM pretty quickly. So at any rate, please make comments on this, because I haven't finished this. I'll make a series, and I may change my design based on your comments. So thanks for watching. Please rate and subscribe, and until next time.